Hello, it is Dylan. I just wanted to pop on real quick and show you the second work in progress map for GM subclass. You may have noticed if you've played it, after playing the first one, you do start in the apartments now. So this little apartment building here, each room has one spawn in it, giving you about 12 spawns for the whole map. I haven't decided if I want to add more just yet, or maybe put 2 in each room or something along those lines. I've also got some apartments actually on the back side here as well, another 6. So that being said, I thought this would kind of funnel players through the building a little bit, have them pop out down here, you know, see the big chandelier kind of thing there, and then see this original focal point of the map, these 3 tall towers with their little rectangular windows. So I figured that's probably a pretty good place to have players start. This is also fairly central to the entire map as well, not too far from the train stations, etc. Parks over there, industrial, whatever. Pretty good spot to have them spawn in. I think I'm fairly happy with that. Now, moving on to additions from Work in Progress 1. The first large one is you will notice that this road and this kind of area over here has been reprofiled pretty heavily. I've added in a street here that goes a fair way down that way, and also added in a small industrial district over here in the back corner. This is part of a little puzzle that we'll show off a bit later. However, if you've seen some of my other videos, you probably already know how to access this, so But I made these little industrial buildings, including this one here, which is actually based off of a real building in Pontiac, not too far from me. It's an old Bell building, one of the Bell Telephone Company's buildings. Originally, it had this older portion here built in the 20s, and then a large modern extension built sometime in the 60s or 70s. And this tower in particular is home to a weird fascination I have called the long line system. It was microwave radio communication. In some ways was used kind of like a prototypical broadband almost, except over, wireless communication. It was supposedly meant to be a backup in case of large-scale attack, something that couldn't be destroyed unless the tower itself was destroyed. No cut lines. Very strange, very weird. Also the tallest building in Pontiac. A bit intimidating. So I figured I love these weird old relics of Bell, so I might as well throw one into this map. Still need to work on some detailing for it, but it's not terrible. You'll also notice that there are street signs. I'm very proud of my little shitty brushwork street signs here. And I even looked up the font to make it all very official. Got some power stuff here and some swingy ropes. I don't know. It looks kind of cool. Got smokestacks. You'll also notice that I do have a 3D skybox now as well. It's pretty rudimentary, pretty rough, but it does the job for now. I'll probably revisit it at some point in the future. Kazoo-night, sweetie, you okay? You're okay, baby. Alright, so coming back towards this central area here, we'll head down. Let's see here, what street are we on? We are on Main Street, and then you have Old Main Street. Fun. I have added this little building over here. This is a small arcade. It's a covered alleyway, more or less, usually with shops flanking each side. So far, I've only detailed one of these. A little cafe that plays some chill music and has some nice little booths to chill in. So still super, super, super rudimentary, but I do like the vibe this gives off. I'm pretty proud of it, but I managed to actually get the transition from world geometry to skybox to look pretty decent along this sunken freeway kind of thing going on here. You may have already seen this in the first work in progress. It's still a little bit rough. Excuse the lighting. I had a little bit of an episode where VRAD was constantly gaslighting me into thinking that I was somehow overflowing ENT data, despite it being under the limit for... It was weird. So I ended up deleting all of my original lighting almost, and I still have yet to piece it back together. However, for the astute of you, you may notice that this building has grown a door. And it leads to a little gallery. I plan on filling this out a little bit more, and obviously I've taken some design cues from indoor spaces, but I liked it. It was pretty nice. And I want to have some sort of gallery in here. These are just taken directly from indoor spaces. I have to replace the pictures still at this point. What the hell was that? Oh, it's the fucking train. Speaking of train, let's go take a look here. First things first, you'll see this little tunnel. This originally was an actual tunnel that went all the way over to a small suburb block, but it was hell to get that to work, and VViz, even VViz++ was throttling and thrashing very hard, so it's no longer accessible. It's under construction. However, we can take these little side paths. Definitely feels like someplace you would get stabbed. Holy shit. It's dark as well in here. I have yet to do any serious detailing, and as you can probably tell as well, all of the lights are just copy and pasted for now. I haven't done any sort of diversification there, but that'll be coming later when I'm done actually making all the shit. So, we come out over here onto this little block. You'll see here, the stations have a little logo, and they've got a name. And then down here in this spot, there are maps now. So you'll have a map of the actual downtown area itself. You've got a little subway map. I'm going to make like a little thing to cover up this here. Since Kresge Station is technically cut, well, it's not cut, but it's abandoned and closed, so I'm going to make like a little decal that's like a paper pasted over it that says, hey, this place isn't open anymore. And then, of course, on the map here, you'll have the 3 downtown subway stops there as well. So this is still really rough. I've still got to work on this quite a bit, but I don't hate it. It's adequate. Okay, now, of course, my favorite bit is I made some little custom textures. They're just little, like, strings of Halloween-y lighting. I've made little, like, lit candles here, using some of the TF2, props. And then there is the candy. You can pick it up. I even took some old scans of a few, like, really, really, really old Hallmark decorations that I remember having as a kid, and I made them into overlays. It looks kind of shit, but I kind of like that. It's endearing. Maybe that's a little less endearing. Shit. So I've copy and pasted some of the houses. You'll notice if you've played After Hours, these are just After Hours suburb homes. I've kind of cleaned them up a little bit, but not too much. I like the implication that there's these little bits of my old maps in every newer map. I'm gonna walk across this guy's lawn because fuck him. Okay. So, there's one house that doesn't have candy in front of it, and that door starts locked and closed. You know what it is. I'll leave that for the Intrepid. However, this is also taken from GM After Hours. It is the really crude mock-up of my childhood home. This is what that door 1 or whatever in indoor spaces, the 3 doors that lead to like houses or whatever, recreations of houses that I've lived in. This is the actual exterior of door number 1, which would have been my early childhood home. And this was my room. Alright, do I bother waiting for a train? Nah, fuck it. Okay, hopefully we spot the subway train down here in the tunnel. Oh, there he is. He's got lights. Look, he's even got like a a dynamic light inside and ones on the front and back. So this is, again, if you've played the other work in progress build, this is just the model from Floating Isles, actually. I'm repurposing all sorts of shit for this map. But, I mean, it works well enough, and especially with this dynamic lighting, it actually looks kind of neat. I especially love when this starts moving again in a little bit. The lights that come out from the windows look so cool. Oh, here it goes. You see it shines a light forward as well. You can see it go past all of the little pylons here. Love it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, now let me think. What else am I missing? I don't know if these were in the previous version, but you got a lot of breakable glass. Obviously, this has been, detailed nicely. Tribute to Main Art Theater in Royal Oak, Michigan. One of my favorite little haunts for taking shots of, and I got what might have been the last photo of the sign fully lit still, apart from these bulbs here that had started to burn out before then, but the last time the neon was seriously on. So, fun little tribute. Okay, for this, let's go ahead, and why don't we spawn in a little dude. Perfect. So, if you are in a vehicle and you approach this door, the gates open. The same thing happens with the parking lot for the abandoned industrial spot right over there, as well as the Bell building. That parking lot also has an automatic gate. And then you've got a couple of hangars with pretty sizable interiors, somewhere where you could do vehicle building or, like fucking around with props or storing cars. That would work pretty well too here, I'd say. You got the two here, two hangars, and then you also have a little bit of a parking lot out front of this one factory building here. And you get a lovely lookout over the park as well. I love this big water tower here. You can see also, you can still see the rest of the city from here. I kind of dig this terrace design where we're elevated a little bit from the street level. Now, let's take a look at this abandoned industrial place just behind all these hangars. You can jump up on here. Oops. Do a little bit of platforming. And you can drop in. You can see that they've been doing a little bit of work, but it has not been touched in a while. Doing either of those, these are locked and the door won't open. So, why don't we head around? Now this is a little shitty puzzle I made. My thought was when you're jumping over here, you might see this scene where there's a jerry can up there. And then I've added a couple of those funk ladders to the sides. Did a little bit of clipping as well so you don't fall through all of this weird geometry. Grab that. And then bring it to the generator. Now that will open and power the building somewhat. Which then leads into this little like Packard plant kind of homage. Can do a little house show in there. Now let's run through the building. This is locked, by the way, until you come through this way, so the only way to get into this building is through the back. However, you'll see we got a little green light. So these can be opened. And these can too, making it a prime candidate for a little base, if that's what you're into. Perfect. As you can see, the map's getting quite a bit bigger. I didn't think that I was going to add nearly as much shit as I have so far, but I'll be honest, it's pretty damn fun. I do need to do a little bit of lighting over here. I want to have some of those fake illuminated windows like this, more of the buildings. Obviously the ones like these two that are for lease or whatever, or that they're being sold or whatever, torn down, those can be off, but it is a little bit weird to have, like this not have any lights on it at all, or this one here. So I'll get to work on that probably when I do my next detailing pass. Right now I'm still trying to work on interiors. Oh, and that's one thing that I haven't touched on. I'm definitely going to be updating and changing a lot of the interiors at some point here. Right now, I wasn't super happy with how this interior was looking and working, so I'm revamping it to be a little more minimal and maybe make it a little bit easier to compile, because right now I am flirting with the vertex limit pretty badly. I'm at 90% water indices or 98% water indices still. I have a few things to proper, obviously, but that's not great. And then I'm at like 89 to 90% of the vertex limit. So I'm running out of space, and this map is very large, so I'll see what accommodations I can make. I definitely like the interiors of the apartment building, so those are staying, obviously. They're a great spawn point anyways. But like this office building that I'd first constructed, I've kind of taken the elevator out of service. It never really worked the way I wanted it to anyways, so these are now static and there are no more buttons. However, the stairwell is still just as accessible, and I will probably be putting interiors into those so that there's more of a reason to go up that way. Past that, I'm just going to keep bashing out little updates and things here. I may put out some more updates to Work in Progress 2. I have one in the works. You're actually looking at an updated build of it that has some things changed to address performance issues. Apologies for that. So I will hopefully get this bundled up if it actually passes everything I want to, and hopefully I don't need to spend another 6 hours rendering again. That was unpleasant. Yeah, I can't think of anything else serious updated here in Work in Progress 2. It's quite a bit bigger, especially that direction. So I hope you're enjoying playing around on the map, and I have plans to add in little puzzles and story sequences and things like that that you can find throughout the map. Obviously completely optional. You can just play this as an RP map. You can play it as a sandbox map. I'm trying to make it hopefully as accommodating as possible for any sort of play style. I may even see what it takes to do, spawns for weapons and things like that for Trouble in Terrorist Town, although I imagine this would be a bitch to run Trouble in Terrorist Town on. Could be fun though. Anyways, if I can't think of anything else to put in here, then I think this is it. It's looking good. I think I'm generally happy with it. I can improve a few things. It's got that kind of GTA 3 vibe to it, very lo-fi. I'm not very good at this yet. I'm still trying to figure all this shit out. This is the best I can probably manage for now, but hey, each one's a learning experience or some shit like that. Anyways, thank you so much for checking this out. If you want to try out the map, I'll leave a link in the description. But other than that, I will talk to you later. Bye!